excellent meeting, and maybe I should explain that the meeting is for the mayors and wardens of the Strait region. All of these mayors and wardens have the same desire that the mayor of Port Hawkesbury does, and that is to come up with some solution by dealing with the federal and the provincial government to have them recognize that this is a provincial problem, just not a local problem. In saying that, I have to be honest and transparent in the sense that we thank the Premier for coming here on short notice. He has the same worries that we do at this point. Those same questions that you're asking about power, shipping, the Canadian dollar, the economy, the United States and Europe, and what's going on. It's a global problem. You asked about, keeping the woodlands open and investing in them to keep them going for a while. I think the honest answer is nobody knows just how long that will last. NewPage are in the picture. We've been operated by a company in the U.S. and Wisconsin that is hard to get answers from, but we call it hot idling time is what the terminology is, with an indefinite date of opening that worries all of us. The union were in the room. This action committee that we're forming with the mayors and wardens, the union have offered to sit with us. We're going to try to have people from NewPage and the Chamber of Commerce and people within the community that have a vested interest in what's going on. But it is a large problem. The power rates, as somebody mentioned in the room, is like $75 in Nova Scotia and $34 across the country. That's a huge differential. The Power Corp are not popular with anybody in the street, and I think the suggestion for them to do something is paramount. And I guess the question is asked, if they refuse, what then? What does the provincial government do? Can the Canadian government enter into the fray, and COA and some of the agencies? We're right now beginning to scratch the surface with an action committee that's going to try to do its best. We have a commitment from the Premier that says we're going to make the departments of NSBI and Department of Development. They've set up a committee of cabinet, and we're very grateful for those for that help. We need everybody pulling together, and it's going to be a big struggle. We know that.
How long can you cut trees down and not have a place to use that product?
Well, I do think that Northern Pulp and other pulp industries require product also. There may be a game plan going on, and I think the Premier, he said the same thing inside. They've just made that decision in the last few days to try to help the situation and help those people in the woods that aren't going to lose their equipment if they don't do it. So this was a fast decision, and they're working out the details. If they keep it going, who knows? I don't think he knows himself, or the people made the decision know. I think November, December, in around that period, there will be, I think, the knowledge of just what NewPage are going to do. I mean, there's rumors from NovaScotia.com that they are going to file for protection under Chapter 11, and we worry about that and what happens to the employees and the implications of bankruptcy and all of that sort of thing. The question that was talked about with the men and their pensions and unemployment insurance, can we beef it up to have extra staff put in? There's another question as to can we get a group in from the provincial government to sit down with the women and children that have been affected and the anxiety that's going on in houses in the next few months. We have a lot of community work to do, let alone putting together an action plan to try to get that mill open. But all I can say as mayor and as one of the mayors and wardens and speaking for them, that we're going to do everything in our power and turn every stone over that we can possibly do as small elected people to try to influence the level of government to help us out. Where it goes from there, I think that's the best we can say.
Tomorrow, Nova Scotia Power and the Nova Scotia government, opposition parties, NewPage, Bowater, Mersey, all of them are meeting to discuss these power rates. Are you going to have an opportunity to intervene or present a case tomorrow in Halifax?
As the president of the UNSM, I have status at the hearing to speak on behalf of the UNSM. I also have status to speak on behalf of the pulp and paper industry in Nova Scotia, and I intend to be there front and center. Yes. The answer is yes.
Okay, and the request is for a 16% increase by the company and a reduction by NewPage. Is there some middle ground there somewhere?
I think that Nova Scotia Power, if I may call them that, are the only company, corporate company I know of in Canada that guaranteed a return on investment of 9%. I mean, in this economy, I think they have to have a compassionate side too. The investors and the shareholders should take a close look at what's going on here and not lose these industries, even if they had a partner with the province and the feds to do something jointly.
Do you own stock in Nova Scotia Power, you said?
No, I don't. Wish I did. It'd be a good investment.
And how important is this announcement to keep Woodsman working?
It's extremely important. Number one, it's hard to find cutters. It's really difficult for these people that are in business with machinery that's up in the woods, and it's very, very expensive. They have huge payments. They're getting low prices for their product, and it's really tough to survive. I know some of these personally that have 50 and 60 men in the woods that are really huge. We must keep, if you lose them, they're gone forever. And I think that was a great decision by the provincial government.
And how long do you think it can keep going?
I think we have to know in the next couple of months.
Has the town filed for intervener status at the hearings, the rate hearings?
I am appearing on behalf of the UNSM and as Mayor of Port Hawkesbury to speak for the mill, on behalf of the pulp mill.
In light of the economic situation that the town is now facing, and in light of the recent tax cuts that the town put in place, will those be reconsidered by the town council?
No, they've been passed and approved by council, and we're taking a look at 2012 and 2013, and we have some very, very strong concerns. For example, if market value of homes in, say, Port Hawkesbury area dropped 10%, we've done a calculation that that would cost us $500,000 right away. I hope it's only 10%, but I'm also hoping that by December something will happen to get this mill up and running. So I dread to face that question in the spring if we're still in this situation.
Thank you.
Was there something that you wanted to hear from the Premier today that you didn't hear?
I don't think so, because I'm not so sure, to be honest with him, how much he really could answer. We could get him to commit to saying we're going to stand up and we're going to invest and we're going to stabilize the rate and we're going to give a 5-year deal. We all would have liked to have heard that. The question is, do they have the financial ability to do that? I'm not sure. But they've really committed to working with us, and that's a very important factor. The Premier's office will come to any meeting that we want him to, in terms of being reasonable. But the staff of NSBI and the Special Committee of Cabinet, they want us to identify a person, resource person, to sit with that cabinet committee and to work with them in solutions with us.
What were the groups that were represented in the room there today?
We've had the union, and we had a number of 7 or 8 people, which was great, and they contributed greatly because they talked about a lot of issues. The mayors and wardens were around the table and gave a report on each area and the impact that this is having on their area and their people, and also the encouragement for the provincial government and the federal government and whoever else at COA to get involved in helping the industry stabilize and get back to work.
I just want to be clear that we're talking about the same thing. Has the town filed to be an intervener at the
Yes.
hearings next month?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just
Yeah.
want to make sure we're talking about tomorrow.
Yes.
Then.
Yeah.